raw food chef and founder of Easy Living Foods. Today it's so exciting. I get to feel like a food chemist. When I got into raw foods because of my health, a lot of raw foods just weren't out then, right? So we started making foods that replaced conventional foods. What I'm gonna do with you today is make a nut tuna spread using the pulp that we just made from making almond milk. So that sounds like tuna fish to me, right? So you do the ingredients of tuna fish. You've got green onion, celery, parsley. Now it's a little unusual. Here we go with the almond pulp, sprouted sunflower seeds, lemon, and then what's the seafood, fishy part of it? So we've got two kinds of seaweed. We have nori and dulse. The oils that you want to put in, because in raw food you always need to add oils, is olive oil and coconut oil. But let me back up just a minute to the process. So what I'd like to give you is some things that you always would add. And then the fun part about making spreads is pick anything that's seasonal, pick any spices you like, and just have a flair, have fun inventing and creating. I've probably done 30 or 40 different spread recipes, and I haven't liked all of them. So give yourself that too, that it's okay to try some spices that may just not work. But some things you always want to put in them is first, you'd always want to put in a seed or a nut. You can do that by whole, or you could do it by pulp. Now I did want to show you that this is a really fine pulp, because we made almond milk. This is an almond pulp that's not so fine. It's much more coarse. So say you want a spread that is more of a chunky, right, versus something that's very more like a pate. So you can do your almonds, your seeds, or your nuts a little bit more coarse. The other things you always need are coconut oil, lemon juice, an olive oil, of course a little salt, great fresh veggies, and then whatever herbs you're interested in. Could be carrot, ginger, cilantro, and of course pesto. To make a raw vegan pesto, great product to make. So let's start. All we do is throw all the veggies in to the Cuisinart, and we'll let them shrink down inside before we... So I'm going for a little bit more coarse look, so I'm not going quite as much, but by the time I add everything else, it'll get more coarse. Going for all the sunflower seeds. And the reason I use sunflower seeds and not just an almond pulp is this is pretty expensive. The sunflower seeds actually bring the cost down, but bring the volume up. When you put in the sunflower seeds, you want to add the lemon juice, because sunflower seeds will oxidize once you start blending them. So you want to have more liquid, and it will also keep them from turning brown. Pretty much I can put everything in. So let's do that. I love seaweed, so this is one of my favorite. So I'm not going to put the pulp in, because I'm going to give the sunflower seeds a little bit of a chance to blend up. I love the smell of things too. When you're doing fresh vegetables and you're combining it with wonderful lemon juice or different items. See how easy that was? I'm pretty excited. And it makes a lot. So how do you eat all this? One, before it goes bad. So it will stay good for about a week in an airtight container like the one I'm putting it in. And that's the other creative thing about raw food, is that how would we now eat this, right? How would you eat a spread? How would you eat tuna fish? Tuna fish I used to eat in sandwiches, with celery. I just loved eating tuna fish as a kid. So that's probably one of the reasons why I like this. And let me show you a couple of the ways that I have been serving this. The knock tuna is in my raw vegan wrapper. It's on my raw cultured bagel, and then my onion bread. So I serve it with sprouts, a little bit of fig on the side, a little fruit along with this goes a long way, and crackers and spread are a great way to use it too. It'll last about a week. You could freeze some of it, because that's a lot for me to eat, right? But I often do freeze it, and one thing about raw food I've learned is that you freeze food, the enzymes still stay alive. So you're not losing that by freezing it. Might seem a little opposite of what you'd want to do with raw food, but I found that's a really good way to extend the life of all the food. And again, when you're doing raw food, you want to use every part of it. So look forward to ways that you can use the pulp, whether it's making crackers or spreads, and just invent. Have a good time. Be a food scientist. Have it be your art, and that's what I consider it to be. And now we get to enjoy all these beautiful eats.